Hello, so my name is Lily and today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag, a classic here on BookTube. Very excited, first time doing it. I have not looked at the, well, I kind of know most of the questions because I've been watching these videos for years, but I have not prepared any answers. Looked at Goodreads. I have no idea what I'm about to say. So let's do it together. Question 1 is best book you've read so far, and nothing is like immediately coming to mind, which is crazy and concerning. I guess to start off, I've read 41 books so far this year. I'm 3 books behind my reading goal, which is fine. What have I read? I would maybe say Luster by Raven Leilani. Yeah, I gave Luster 5 stars. Oh, Margot's Got Money Troubles. Yeah, one of those two. I don't sound very excited about that, which is, again, concerning. There's not a book that I've had like a passionate feeling about, besides the rereads that I've done and like continuations of series that I already love, which I think is the next question. Yeah, best sequel you've read so far. Sorry, I should get out the books. What did I say? Luster? I don't own Luster. I really want to, but Margot's Got Money Troubles by Ruthie Thorpe. Loved it. Excited for the show. Best sequel though, The Golden Raven by Nora Sakavic. The 2/5th book in the All for the Game series, and it's this is kind of a spin-off series from that, so love, of course. I have a vlog rereading The Sunshine Court and then reading this one, and then when the 3rd book comes out, I'm gonna do a vlog for that one too. New release you haven't read yet but want to. I'm gonna stick with what's on my TBR shelf, like physically, and it's a lot of what I have here. I think most recently Run for the Hills by Kevin Wilson. This just came out actually when I was at the bookstore. I saw this. I didn't think that it was out already, but it is. I don't just want to talk about the stuff that I just bought because I did a little book haul in my last wrap-up, my May wrap-up, so let's do a nonfiction. Enemy Feminisms by Sophie Lewis and Girl on Girl by Sophie Gilbert, which are both sort of feminist cultural criticism type books. I said, again, in the vlog where I bought these books, it's gonna be a nonfiction summer. Have I read a single nonfiction since I said that? No. But it's gonna it's gonna happen. We're gonna get there. Next is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Oh, also I should say, for the last question, The Listeners by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't know. I don't actually know if I'm gonna read it. I've read all the rest of her books, so I feel like I should read it, but I don't know. Most anticipated for the rest of the year. I would say You Weren't Meant to Be Human by Andrew Joseph White. I've read, again, the rest of his books, and this is his adult debut. Yeah, and then The Dead of Summer by Ryan LaSala. I read Reverie and Beholder by Ryan LaSala, and I really liked both of them. And then this one is about like a virus, but it's like underwater. I'll read it to you. Welcome to the island of Anchor's Mercy. For generations, Anchor's Mercy has welcomed visitors from all over the world to revel in the island's pristine beauty and queer culture. But something is wrong. Very wrong. And Ollie Veltman is going to have to figure out if he wants to stop his island and everyone upon it from drowning within a supernatural radiant plague rising from the waves. Take a deep breath. Told as a kaleidoscopic drama between past and present, narration and interview text and pictures, The Dead of Summer is a story within a scavenger hunt for truths so dangerous they will make your skin crawl and your lungs ache for air. Get ready to scream. So excited about that. Oh, again, for the last question, sorry, jumping all over the place. For the last question, this one's not on my physical TBR, but it just came out. I think it came out maybe May or like the first week of June or something. A Sharp and Endless Need by Marissa Crane. I have the audiobook of this. I'm gonna read that at some point. I have a lot of audiobooks checked out from Libby right now, and that's usually not me. Usually I never place holds on things, which is crazy. I just always like filter by available now. But I started putting holds on things, and then as everyone says, they all came in at once. And also all the ones I have out now are like at least 15 hours long. I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it like in a different video. But You Weren't Meant to Be Human is about, okay, the description is Alien meets Midsummer, never seen either of those, in this chilling debut adult novel from award-winning author Andrew Joseph White about identity, survival, and transformation amidst an alien invasion in rural West Virginia. Festering masses of worms and flies have taken root in dark corners across Appalachia. In exchange for unwavering loyalty and fresh corpses, these hives offer a few struggling humans salvation, a fresh start. It's an offer that none refuse. Crane is grateful. Among his hive's followers, Crane has found a chance to transition, to never speak again, to live a life that won't destroy him. He even met Levi, a handsome ex-Marine and brutal killer who treats him like a real man, mostly. But when Levi gets Crane pregnant and the hive demands the child's birth no matter the cost, Crane's desperation to make it stop will drive the community that saved him into a devastating spiral that can only end in blood. You Weren't Meant to Be Human is a deeply personal horror, a visceral statement about the lives of marginalized people in a hostile world, echoing the works of Stephen Graham Jones and Eric LaRocca. Never read anything from either of them either, so we'll see. Biggest disappointment, I think I've got a few. Actually, I think the biggest, there's one that really stands out above the rest, and that is Vivienne by Emily Russo. I think I got rid of this book. I bought it this year, new, full price, hardcover, so I paid like $30 to then hate this book and immediately get rid of it. So what I ranted about this a lot in whatever the wrap up for whatever month I read it. I thought it was gonna be great. The cover was great. It was about a woman artist sort of facing backlash for some rumors that like are going around from her past, and it's told pretty telegraphically, and you're following also her daughter and her granddaughter, and it was not good. I had high hopes and it was bad. It was like actively bad. I, you know, as I think a lot of us do, struggle with determining what is bad and what I just don't like, but I think this was just bad. I think it was just bad. But that's also just me. Biggest surprise, I think Luster again, because I don't tend to like or pick up books in that sort of subgenre. Not quite like Weird Girl, but like this is exactly how I described it again in the wrap up for the month I read it in. But like disillusioned millennial woman making bad sexual decisions. It's just not something that I care to read about. I'm the type of person that like sometimes when a character is being stupid, it really pisses me off. And that is I guess the conceit of that sort of subgenre is like characters are making self-destructive, detrimental decisions, and I don't like reading about that. Some like exceptions of course, but like this is so like acclaimed and well loved, and the audiobook was like 4 or 5 hours and it was available on my library, and I listened to it and I ended up giving it 5 stars. So I would say that one. Also, oh, I have it again, Slapstick by Kurt Vonnegut, who I feel like this is not one of the Kurt Vonnegut's that you hear talked about. It's Slaughterhouse-Five, it's what, that other one, Cat's Cradle. It's never Slapstick. I guess maybe that's just me. I'm also not in circles where people are just like discussing Kurt Vonnegut. But I really like this. I give this 4 stars. It's about it's sort of a autofiction kind of, but it's set in this future world where this virus has not killed everyone, but sort of destroyed society. It's about the former president. Like the main character is this guy who was the former president, and he is living in the Empire State Building, and you're getting like flashbacks to growing up with his twin sister, and how this book is like falling apart in my hands. They were like super crazy smart, and it's a weird book. I think it's weirder than Slaughterhouse-Five. I've only read 2. I've read this and Slaughterhouse-Five. Person who's only read Slaughterhouse-Five. This is kind of like Slaughterhouse-Five. But I do think it's weirder and like more uncomfortable. But like it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was very easy to read, very not quite hard to put down because there's not like a plot, you know, but each chapter is short, and then within each chapter there's just these like tiny little paragraphs, so it was just very easy to get through very quickly. So I would say those two. Favorite new author, I think I'm gonna say Andrew Joseph White. I'm just gonna keep talking about the same people over and over again and holding up the same books over and over again, but you know, Jesus Christ, that's the job. Read and loved Hell Followed With Us. Read and liked, fuck, what is it, that purple book? What is the purple book? I can never remember the name of it. The Spirit Bares Its Teeth. Okay. Read and loved Hell Followed With Us. Read and liked The Spirit Bares Its Teeth. I don't own it. And read and loved Compound Fracture. And all of the books that he has like up on Goodreads, like just with a synopsis that aren't published yet, I want to read. I'm intrigued by. I think if I end up loving You Were Meant to Be Human, his adult, then I think I will purchase myself a copy of The Spirit Bares Its Teeth so that I can have like sort of the full collection of his books. Emily Austen, I guess, but I liked her well enough before. I guess I think this might be, I read We Could Be Rats this year like everyone else, and it was my least favorite of all of her books. I read all of them. Should I hold them up again? Read and loved these two. Read and liked We Could Be Rats. I would say I liked this one. I loved this one, liked this one, and We Could Be Rats. So maybe not a all-time favorite author, but I'm gonna keep reading what she writes. This isn't a question, but I think authors that I am leaning away from, let's say, Keith Rawson. I read 4 of his books, and I've loved one of them. And I keep trying to like his others, and it keeps not going well. Let's talk about it. These first 2 I read last year, but Theater House, loved, gave it 5 stars. Oh my gosh, I love this. The next book in the series, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be incredible. I love this author. The Devil by Name, the sequel. No, I don't want to talk about it. No. Folk Songs for Trauma Surgeons, short story collection. Boring. The concepts were cool in some of them, most of them, but all the characters were just the same guy. And I'm coming to learn that all of his characters are just the same, like, middle-aged white guy who's like depressed and like, I don't know. And it's fine. You know, Road 7, liked. I like his characters. Besides, you know, ignoring what I just said. I like his again, his concepts, his writing, the plot, the way, what he chooses to happen and how he chooses to like resolve his stories. I guess like every other book I've read by him is just kind of missing something. Theater House had that thing. Everything else, I don't even know like what it is, but it's not for me. So I don't want to say I'm done with Keith Rawson. I'm not gonna read his upcoming release because it's about vampires, and I don't give a fuck about vampires. I don't care. I've never cared. Oh, Casey McQuiston. Unfortunately. Obviously it is gonna depend on what their next release is. Loved this when I was like 13. Read this year, liked it. I think I gave it 4 stars. Read The Pairing this year. No. Oh, I read, what else? Sorry, I always forget about this one. Shara Wheeler. Shara Wheeler? I don't know. I like this one. I think I also gave it 4 stars. But so far my enjoyment of their books have just been decreasing with each book. So like favorite, then this, then The Pairing, kind of like all the way back there, you know? So depending on what their next book ends up being about, I might pick it up, but I don't know. It might be time to give up. If I've only loved one thing, like, that's the outlier. Same with Keith Rawson. Fever House is the outlier, and it just happened to be the book that I read first, so I like made it up in my head that I would love this author. and it's just not the truth. So that was my question that I just added in. That's not actually part of it. Newest fictional crush. I don't do that. I don't like think about books that way anymore. Yeah. Newest favorite character. I actually just finished Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir, and I really liked Gideon. Obviously, like whoa, you read Gideon the Ninth and you liked Gideon. Main character in Compound Fracture, Miles. No one else is like a new favorite. Again, I'm thinking of The Golden Raven, but that's not a new favorite. Margot from Margot's Got Money Troubles. Yeah, book that made you cry. The Golden Raven. The Golden Raven, and then my reread of Any Way the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowell. Yeah, I cried. What would you expect from me? Would you, like, there was no world where I wasn't gonna cry. Book that made you happy. Well, also Any Way the Wind Blows and The Golden Raven. Just the books that I reread because I love them. Oh my god, I forgot I reread A Darker Shade of Magic this year. I also reread that whole series this year. So, book that made me happy. Deep Cuts? Did Deep Cuts make me happy? Or just like, I liked it when they talked about music? I don't know. Whatever, I'm sticking with my rereads. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. Again, I would say Vivienne. I just bought this, which is also a new release that I want to read. When Devils Sing by Zon Carr. And then again, Compound Fracture. I love all of Andrew Joseph White's covers. I think this is my favorite. I'm trying to think of what else I've bought this year. I really love the cover of The Lightning Bottles by Marissa Stapley. I think this is great. Great cover. Book was good. Book was good. Book was good. Those are some good contenders. Books I need to read by the end of the year. Well, every single one that I purchased. I think, oh god, most pressing. I'm gonna say these are all stacked up very precariously, by the way. I'm gonna say Braiding Sweetgrass, because I've owned this for so many years. Years and years. And I have the audiobook out from my library right now. And I'm gonna bitch, it's happening. I think it's happening right now. Also, like, very timely. The environment and people and how people in the environment like impact each other. Not putting these back in the right order at all. And then yeah, basically just every book I already showed you that I have yet to read. My TBR shelf is looking a little full. A little might be an understatement. But that's it. That was 2025 mid-year book freakout tag. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.